Good evening. The workshop council meeting for the City of Copperas Cove held August 5th, 2025 is called to order at 5:30 PM. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mayor Yancey.
Here.
Christina Strophus.
Here.
Rita Hogan.
Here.
Sean Alzona. John Hale.
Here.
Del Treadway.
Here.
Vanya Hart.
Here.
Jack Smith.
Here.
All right, a quorum is present. We move to item C, announcements.
None for me, Mr. Mayor.
None at this time.
Okay, Ryan?
Mayor, the only thing I wanted to announce is that on Friday, August 1st, I went down to the Capitol, Austin Capitol, and testified in front of a Senate committee on Senate Bill 9. So they're in special session right now, and I sent information to you as council on what that testimony included, and just wanted to make sure that you were fully aware that that was done. And we were trying to work with and coordinate with our state representatives and senator on potential legislation that could benefit Copperas Cove. Thank you.
Mr.
I have
Mayor?
nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
No announcements.
Tagging on to that, anybody in the audience that wants to call our state representatives and state senator to let them know that it's a big priority for the Central Texas region to get the reimbursement for the 100% veterans, disabled veterans homestead exemption. I believe they have the money for it and they are all for it, but they just haven't passed it yet. So we need to let them know that it's a priority for the Central Texas region.
Okay. All right, thank you. There is no public recognition at this meeting, so we move to item E, workshop items. There is one item.
Item 1, discussion and direction on the city logo redesign. Kevin Keller, Public Relations Director.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, and City Manager. So we are back again this evening to talk to you about a city logo redesign. Just a little bit of history on this. City Council directed staff to create a committee and begin working and exploring ideas for a new logo, city logo, back in 2022. So we have been at this for 3 years. And we come to you tonight with another possible logo option. I just wanted to recognize first and foremost those people that have helped serve on this committee. So in the past, we had Crystal Baker, who's in the audience with us this evening, Bobby Lewis, Gail Lewis, Sheena Tanner with the EDC, Chief Eddie Wilson, council members Joanne Cortland and John Hale, and then Joshua Morse, that's right here in the front row. Joshua's with CCISD, and he's been helping us out. But we really narrowed this committee down about a year ago, and it's been Mr. Haverlaw, Chief Wilson, myself, and Joshua working on this last rendition. We have had a lot of meetings and discussions, concepts, designs. The question that always comes up is, who are we? That is what we always struggle with. So this rendition, we went with more of a cleaner monogram look, which basically represents us as Copperas Cove, Texas. The logo that's being presented is in black and white. That is not the proposed final color, but just for simplicity, for presentation, Joshua created it in black and white. Part of this whole logo redesign will include a branding guide and color palette for future use. And so what I present to you this evening is a very clean monogram look, proposed city logo. The way I keep looking at this, I just read it left to right. Copperas Cove, Texas is what I keep reading when I look at this logo. There is an alternate option that was originally presented, which included a star, geographically representative where Copperas Cove is. It's just kind of difficult to see and understand exactly what that is. Threw together a little bit of slides so you can kind of see what this might look like on various platforms. So, for example, on a business card, this is what the logo might look like. Social media sites, this is what the logo might look like. And I think the overall thought is that the final logo will be like a Texas blue, if you will, kind of like the Texas, the blue in the Texas flag. But there'll be a color palette and branding package that goes along with this. So. We have a model amongst us this evening, so we'd like to ask our model if you would please stand and demonstrate what the logo might look on a city polo shirt. and we'll have him go ahead and do a lap around it. No, just.
Denied.
City Council, I've also passed around some swatches for you all to look at. You can kind of see what the design looks like. I'd like to thank CNC Sporting Goods. They actually digitized the logo and put it on fabric for us so we can see what that looks like. And I just want to turn it over to Joshua. Did you want to say a few words? Joshua's with Coppers Cove ISD. He has been with us for about a year now, year and a half, helping us work through logo. So he's just going to say a word or two about the logo.
Hello, everyone. I actually really don't have too much to say about this, but what I will say is I think, after this rendition, we're really looking for a modern logo to go with our modern city, and I think this really depicts it. I've heard a little bit of the feedback. We needed a star to represent exactly where we were at. With the smaller renditions, that kind of made it a little bit more difficult. So I think, keeping it simple like we have it right now, and then, of course, when we get into other aspects of our city government and making it larger and stuff like that, we can definitely do that. That's all I really have for y'all. If y'all have any questions for me on this.
Thank you, Joshua. And the only thing I wanted to say was just on the marketing piece of this and public relations, what we're using logos for, this has been so easy to work with. So it's just very functional logo. So we'll ask Mr. Havilah, did you want to share any comments?
Yes, Mayor?
Yes.
Mayor and council, I want to give a huge thank you to Kevin, because I actually assigned this to him 3 years ago and said, hey, get us a new logo. And I thought, within a couple of months, we'd already be done, and here we are 3 years later. We're going to work on that with your eval, by the way.
Sounds like I failed.
Yeah, something like that. But the team members that the committee members that really came together to talk about the logo previously were really focused on the idea in a logo of what represents Coppers Cove. And quite honestly, nobody agrees. We talk about hills, and we talk about rabbits, and we talk about copper, and we're right next to Fort Hood, and we're military, and there's nothing that really brings all of that together. And just from a personal experience, when I've gone to other places, even when I go to Fort Hood and I'm meeting new commanders and new officers, I tell them, I'm with Coppers Cove, and I have my shirt on, and I have my logo on, and it says Coppers Cove. And even with those individuals, especially when they're brand new, they ask the question, where's that? When I go to meet with other cities and colleagues and go down to the Capitol, I'll have my name badge on, and it has Coppers Cove, and it has our logo. And I get the same question, where's that? Many times it's mistaken that we're on the coast because of Cove, and because of the colors of our current logo, it is kind of reminiscent of a beach because it's very colorful. And so the logo itself is just something that we can take and really start branding our city with that logo. It does not mean it has to immediately represent our city, because it's really going to be difficult to represent our city in a single logo. As Kevin said, talking about a color scheme, it's not just going to be black and white. Again, this is just for illustration purposes, and the effort that Joshua Moore has put in is beyond believable, because he is a professional artist, and he has donated his time and effort and experience and expertise to help make this happen. So many versions of a logo have been submitted and reviewed and looked at, and previously City Council looked at a logo and said, yeah, let's move forward with that. And then after we asked you again, you're like, it's been a while, we just wanted to get this done. And that's truly what it ended up being. So if that's your experience and that's your expression right now, please tell us, because we don't need to proceed with, we need to proceed with, I'm ready to get behind something and move forward with it. So, Kevin, back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that additional information. So really, at this point, I just want to ask Mayor and Council if you have any questions and see if I can get some direction from you. The process would be that if you choose to move forward, we'd come back with a resolution for action. And then we'd start working on the finalized design. We'd start working on the branding kit, trademarking the logo. We'd start working on all those processes. So this is not going to show up next week on shirts. It's going to be a process. But just really want to kick it to council and see what questions y'all have and see if you're supportive of this logo.
Council, questions, comments?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I support the logo. It's clean, it's cut, it's professional, it stands out. The only thing I would do, like you said, maybe add some blue or something in it.
Ms. Hart?
I'm in agreement with Councilman Treadway. I particularly like the star. What was some of the concerns with the star being in the middle?
What were just, mainly that it was too small to really show geographically where we were. And on certain items like shirts and stuff, it's probably not going to be real identifiable once you minimize that logo.
Thank you.
Any other?
I like
Just-
the new logo. I like the idea that it's going to be trademarked. So it will be our city's official logo, where I believe our logo now is not trademarked. Is that correct?
Correct.
Any other comments? Councilman Hale passed those patches around. Have people had a chance to look at that and have some comments? You can just stand up and just say if you do or don't like it or whatever. You're the public. Oh, I see some of this. Okay. All right. Is there anybody that doesn't like it for a particular reason? Well, then I think that's the first time, Trey, that we've never had a negative comment about for whatever reason. So I think you came up with a very good, excellent idea and something that we'll move forward with. It's very clean, very modern, very a good design. Simple, but says what we are. Anything else? Got those thumbs up here too. Okay. All right, well then, direction is to move with this logo design, get things finalized, and start getting it out. I do have a question. Has this been discussed with ISD?
Not direct, not
Okay.
directly, I don't believe.
No, it has not been.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Mayor, just in closing again, I'd like to thank the talent for modeling the shirt for us. Thank you to the committee members that have been working on this diligently, both past and present. And just, Joshua, thank you for your time and effort, because you have designed and redesigned and redesigned, and we're appreciative of your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua.
Yes.
Mayor, I think we kind of left off one, and that was Chief Wilson. Chief Wilson actually does a lot of design work for the city in different areas, and so he really helped contribute towards this. So thank you, Chief.
Right. All right. Well, with that, that's the only item we have to discuss. So the time is 5:44. We will adjourn, and the regular meeting will begin at 6 o'clock.